Hello, and welcome to another edition of Kevin's Rambles, starring that intrepid explorer, Kevin Hall. Let's see what Kevin's up to today.
Good morning, Kevin here, Steve's here, Cynthia's here.
Morning.
We're at Holy Trinity Church in Bosham. Well, Cynthia and I came here back in June.
We did.
And we did a walk around Bosham. Steve was on one of his holidays.
Many holidays.
But we did come into the church, but we decided, because of the history, we would come back with Steve to do a video here again. So that's exactly what we're going to do today. And Steve's full of knowledge. He's been reading up on it. He's got lots of notes with him, so we shouldn't lose any bits of information at all. And Cynthia's here just to make things look pretty.
Thanks.
And we're by the north door. And I think what we'll do is, because the church is empty, we'll go straight in, shall we?
Yep.
I think that's a wise move.
Yep.
Because when Cynthia and I was here before, it was very busy. So let's have a look inside Holy Trinity. A cobweb straight across there, look at that. I'm going to miss that. Here we go. Oh, very dark. Hopefully there's some light somewhere. So let me just quickly walk into the centre of the nave and show you towards the chancel, where you've got the very high chancel arch there. Now this is Norman, we've got a Norman tower.
It says Bosham Church itself dates back to Saxon times, and the lower stages of the tower are Saxon, and then there's the Normans built on top of that.
Right, okay, yeah. And it looks as if we've got some very interesting bits of the church to look at. It looks like there's a piscina over there. But I know there's a huge amount of history about this place, Steve, isn't there?
There is.
Yeah.
There is.
And I know there's one just over there, the tapestry by the door. I think that's quite significant to the area. So let's have a bit of a wander around and see what's happening. I've noticed that some of the lights have actually come on in the roof space. And let me just quickly, just here, behind this pillar, is a 12th century font, which is quite interesting because it's built up on this plinth where you've got steps going up to it. And it's on 5 pillars. Let me just have a look in here. And it's lead lined. Oh, my shadow's gone straight into that, I'm sorry about that. And clearly there was a top on here at one point, because there's hooks there and one there, but definitely lead lined. I've got to be careful coming back down the steps. Oh, gosh, that's a big step down. That's quite interesting. It's quite nicely decorated, but it was obviously something in these bits at one time. You could see the faint outline of something there. And on this pillar here, we've got some old wall art or descriptions on there. Just here we've got this tapestry. Beautifully done, look at that. And the writing's so small, without my glasses on I can't actually read that. But you can see how thick the walls are here, about 2.5 feet thick. Incredible. But the timbers in this part, the north aisle and the south aisle are the same. The timbers are very significant here. And we've got the 1939-45 roll of honours for the men that lost their lives. But as I've noticed before on these things, look at this, Stubbington. Shocking, isn't it? So sad. Robinsons are the same. 2 Robinsons gone. And this is a little altar that's in the north aisle. And we've got a piscina there. It's got a glass top to it. And I think this over here is an aumbrey where valuable church relics are kept. That's a very significant door. That's metal, so that's almost like a safe in there, and it's locked. Well, I'm just standing in the south porch, and we've got these, what are believed to be original doors, and they are, what are they, 7.5 feet high, and I would imagine quite heavy. But just here on the left, on the right door jamb, we've got these down here, and there's 4 of them, and these are supposedly from the Crusade. So let me give you a quick close-up of these. So that's quite interesting. So I'll try and open the door, which was a bit difficult at the time to get through, but they are heavy, solid doors. Let me just show you this from this angle. Look at that. Isn't that remarkable? Look at the size of this incredible lock just here with these big bolts on. Fantastic. Cool. And we're just going to have a wander down into the crypt. Got these, and you've got to be careful because the size of the steps are not as big as our feet. And clearly it's used as a little play area for children, perhaps. We've got this wonderful little altar here with this cross. And I know Steve's got some information about this.
Yeah, so it's 14th century, and it was once a charnel house, which I looked up yesterday, and a charnel house was where they used to lay out dead bodies.
Oh, right, okay.
And they used to decompose down here, and the smell apparently used to be terrible.
Oh, I bet. But interesting, this roof actually reminds me a bit of Waverley Abbey.
Oh, yes.
With the beams above us, or the stonework, very much like Waverley Abbey. But you can tell they've got a damp problem here because you can smell it.
Smell it,
Yeah. But again, this must be an original door, I would have thought. When you look at this, and I think close that up a little bit. Probably won't get much of a. It's opening up on its own. Ooh, spooky. Yeah. So right, let's go back up into the church, main church. Interesting, this bit here. We've got these. I don't know what you call these, grotesques. That one's almost faceless. Another one there, another one there. But I think there is some history about this. I can't remember what it is. But we've got the sun streaming through the window just above us.
Well, they're saying above the crypt,
Yeah.
which is up there, is the All Hallows Chapel.
Okay.
Which was dedicated to the memory of the departed.
Oh, right, okay. And obviously, if they get a big congregation, then they can use this as well. Although they are set away from the main chancel, but a lovely thing to have there.
Mm.
Daughter, wasn't it?
Yes, this is.
Here we've got this.
It's a small. In 1865, a small stone coffin was found just in front of the chancel arch. However, without close examination, the coffin dating cannot be precise. But it's a tradition that early in the 11th century, King Canute's young daughter was drowned in the mill stream and buried in the church. So they seem to think that her coffin is beneath that stone.
Yeah, and as you said, it's just by the arch going into the chancel.
Yeah, the chancel arch was built in the 11th century, shortly after the Norman Conquest in 1066.
Ah, okay. It's huge. It's very, very high.
Mm.
That's got to be what? 20 feet high? 25 feet high.
Yeah.
It's got to be, isn't it? It's a huge arch. So then we go to steps up. We've got the pulpit just to our left-hand side, just there. And we're going up the steps now into the main chancel. Put my foot on the wrong bit. Main chancel. We've got the organ pipes just above us on the left. But clearly where there was perhaps an original window in there.
They're saying the chancel was constructed in 3 clearly defined stages. The first is Saxon, the second Norman, and the third is 13th century early English. Never heard of early English, but...
No.
And you've got the 5 lancet window with detached slender Purbeck marble columns, which is...
Must be those at the on the east end. We have got 5 windows, 2 in the north wall.
It said 5 lights, so I'm assuming it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
5, yeah.
And then you've got the Purbeck stone.
And we've got all the pillars there, that's quite right, yeah. So that's where you normally have a stained glass window on the chancel area. We've actually got that as a difference. But we've got and we can't go up there because there's a barrier. Just to the right of the altar, there's which looks like 2 piscinas there. I don't know whether that is or not, but it looks like it from here. There's no reredos here in this church, as you find sometimes behind the altar. And there's apart from these chairs, and one particular one just here, there's no what I would call sedilia seats made of stone or wood, but obviously that's a significant chair there, perhaps where the bishop would sit. And then we've got this here in the chancel, a north wall. But again, on this, when you look at the brickwork, you can suddenly then pick out herringbone stonework just there, and then up there. So but you can almost tell there's a line that runs up round there where something else was there at one point. But we're now looking back from the chancel into the nave, and you can get a good sense of the height of the nave. It is very, very high, and we're looking from the chancel side of the arch, the chancel arch. It's a magnificent place. And again, even more herringbone stonework here, just along this south window, along here. So I was mentioning this just a minute ago, and Cynthia has got some information about that. So if you can bring us tell us that, Cynthia, please.
In the centre of the north wall of the chancel is a canopied recessed tomb with a detached stone effigy of a child. The tomb and effigy are probably of a late 13th or early 14th century date, but do not appear to go together.
It's, as you can see, it's recessed into the north wall, and it's got this stone surround here, but possibly on here and also just here there may have been some sort of, this could have been a coat of arms on there, possibly. You've got to try and use your imagination sometimes when you're in these old churches of what might have been there. So just here on the south wall we've got this chest, and again Cynthia's got some.
It says the oak chest is a pin-hinged, clamped chest and thought to date from around 1300.
It's amazing, isn't it?
Well, we hope you enjoyed that edition of Kevin's Rambles. If you did, please do give a thumbs up and a like, and do leave a comment. And do consider subscribing. That way you can keep up to date with Kevin and his adventures in the future. Thanks for watching.